we are going to go through and make a list of things that you can do for a great experience at a ballpark. I figured, like we said, today's Friday. We had the very first spring training game today, and I don't know about you, Brick, but I lost my mind. I saw on Instagram, I saw that first pitch. I was like, oh, I can't wait. Can't wait. I'm gonna be down in Arizona in about a week and a half for spring training, and then not long after that, the season starts. It's gonna be fantastic.
Oh,
Fan-freaking-tastic. Can't wait.
Me neither.
So,
yes.
Like I said, we thought we'd give you some tips as to things that you can do to have a great experience at really any ballpark you go to. Doesn't matter if it's Major League, Minor League, whatever.
Now here's the thing. I want to say something before we dive into our actual event or bullet list.
Mm-hmm.
Brad and I, we love to do lists. Okay,
Yeah,
we love them.
do. It's true.
They're so much fun. But you should know, kind of a behind-the-scenes thing, we do not share our lists with each other prior to.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what happens, I was telling Tiffany about this, what happens is we end up with overlap on at least one bullet every time. So we're batting 1,000 right now, and I feel
true.
every time we do, we creep a little closer to the cliff's edge.
And I was just thinking, I'm a little worried that since you led in with that, I'm worried that today might be the day.
That's I was building my list, and I was like, I don't know if he's going to think of these same things. I don't know if these things important to Brad. I don't know. So, baseball family, we are going to go on a discovery period at the same time here. This is going to be a journey.
Absolutely.
With you.
Absolutely.
Pretty excited about this.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Now, I put mine in order of operation. I don't know if you put yours in that same order, but mine was kind of like the checklist of things to go through when you're going to a ball game. Is that kind of how you did yours, or was it like the best things down to the?
That's exactly what I did. I was like, okay, first things first.
Oh boy, and there it is.
There's the. We could count that. That seems fair.
I would think so. I would think we could count that. Oh man, that's too funny. Because that's the thing about this. I just said 5 things you can do when you go to a baseball game. Ready, make your list, go. That was the end of the discussion. That was all we talked about.
That's
Didn't
right.
talk about how to make it. Nothing.
Nothing.
So that is too funny.
How do you
funny.
maximize your experience? You know you're going to a ball game. How do you get the most out of it? Well, this is what I would do.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. What is the first thing you would do to maximize your ballpark experience, Brig?
Make sure that I put forth a little bit of extra effort and get my seats in the shade. Now,
oh, there you go.
This is going to come into, you might have to call the ballpark. Like I've done this 100 times. Because we did that cross-country road trip, so we were calling ballparks all the time. Okay, when's the game start? Okay, which way is the stadium facing? Is it when as the sun goes down? Like at this time of day, where is the shade? Because I had a kid and I got a wife that doesn't want to sit in the sun. You know what I mean? So number one, take a little bit of extra effort, and if you can, you should get seats in the shade.
Okay, let me give you a little hack for that. Are you ready?
Oh yeah,
And with a little bit of trivia to come with it.
oh my,
So a ballpark, home out to the outfield,
yeah.
will not face west
No, of course.
because of the sunset, right?
Right. Yes, of course.
That's the way they always build them. So you
Yes.
can kind of get a little bit of an idea there as far as that's gauging. Now, do you know what comes with that little design idiosyncrasy with ballparks?
No, good word.
The nickname Southpaw. Did you know this?
No, send it,
So,
bro.
the Southpaw nickname comes from lefties because they're facing south.
What?
Because of the orientation of the ballpark.
Every time?
That's right. Yeah, every time. I've thought about all the ballparks I've been to, and they're always facing out east. The sun is not in the batter's eye.
Boom!
Crazy. Isn't that crazy?
My brain just exploded, bro.
Nuts. And of course, it doesn't always happen with Little League fields, as we've noticed
Sure.
over time. But big league parks and minor league parks, every one I've ever been to, you hit out to the east. So
Okay.
there you go.
Maybe I don't need to be calling ballparks anymore. I could just use my big old fat brain and figure it out, I guess.
Look at the big brain on Brig.
That's pretty
All right.
good, man. That's like talk about maximizing your experience. Now you just made my life better.
Good. I'm glad.
That's high quality.
So are you ready for my first one? It's actually along the same lines.
Okay, yeah.
I put pick your spot. Okay. So it doesn't necessarily, like, if you're into the shade, yeah, like, absolutely,
Yeah.
Um, and maybe call the ballpark and ask what time, see if they know what time the sun goes down, because I have two places that I love to sit.
Yeah.
One is I love sitting behind home plate. I mean, who doesn't love sitting behind home plate?
And you're a
Right.
catcher, so yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. The other spot I like to sit is in the outfield
Yeah.
because you get such a panoramic view of the entire field. You can see everything that's going on really easily, and it's a perspective that I didn't get growing up when I was playing.
Of course. Yeah.
So I love to sit in the outfield. But I have to tell this real quick. So my wife and I were in California. This would have been probably about 10 years ago now. And we went, the Mariners were in town. She's an Angels fan. So we went to Angels Stadium, and they were playing the Mariners, and she's like, get tickets wherever, I don't care. I was like, okay. And I didn't know about the whole east-west thing, whatever. So I didn't think about where the sun was going to be shining before the game started.
Yeah.
So we're sitting in right field and getting beat down
Oh.
by the sun.
Right.
And she was the whole time, you are not picking the seats ever again. We are never sitting in this spot. I am miserable. It is so hot. I'm like, yes, it is miserable and hot for now. But the sun's going to go down over behind the grandstand, and we'll be just fine by the time first pitch comes around, which was the case. But man, before that,
See?
I got a chastising.
I'm telling you, if it's just you or your buddies or whatever, like, you got to know your group. But yeah, if you got a kid, especially if you have a kid with you, you got to be in the shade. Yep.
Yeah, pick a shady spot for sure.
Pick your spot, Brad. We might be able to count
Pick
that as an
your-
overlap,
I would think so.
dude. Okay, I can't wait to see where this goes. My number 2.
All right,
You ready?
Number 2. Go ahead.
Bring petty cash.
Oh, that's smart.
You got to
That's
have
a great
some cash because parking almost always is cash only, right? Unless you want to want to hoof it, however far.
Yeah.
And and if you're fancy or if you have a toddler, you just go to valet. You just go to the valet.
Smart.
Yeah. So we went to Coors Field in Denver, and we'd never been there before.
Uh-huh.
And I knew to bring cash. And we had an 8-month-old with us. And I was like, we're taking an 8-month-old to a friggin' baseball game. Like, first of all, we're crazy. Second of all, we're huge baseball fans. Third of all, I'm not walking with the kid. Right?
Yeah, no, not a chance.
So we did, dude. We paid $30 for valet parking. We pulled right up to the gate. We prepaid for our tickets. We pulled right up to the gate, and they took the car and moved it for us. And I was like, thanks. I'll see you later.
That's awesome.
Anyway, so
That's great.
bring petty cash because you're going to need it for stuff you don't think you might need it for. So parking is a great example. I've all of the kids stuff is likely going to be manned by a teenager with a fanny pack. So if we're talking bounce houses and any Carney games or anything like that, a zip line at SunTrust Park, they have a zip line.
That's cool.
A water park, like 9 times out of 10, if there's a pool, like that kind of stuff is going to be manned by a 17-year-old, especially at minor league parks, and they just have a fanny pack. So you need cash for that kind of stuff. So number 2 for me, have some petty cash.
That's a great one. And I always like to have some cash just in case. You never know if somebody's card reader isn't going to be working or something.
Totally.
Like the chip on my card is finicky, so I like to have cash when I'm going somewhere like that because you don't want to get there and be like, well, now I can't have water on a 100-degree day because my card's not
Right.
working.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely always carry cash. That's a great idea. That's a good one.
What's yours?
Get there for batting practice.
Yes.
Batting practice for anybody who's ever sat through it's like there's not a whole lot to it, because it's just guys hitting. But if you really sit there and watch, you don't get to just see guys hitting, but you get to see the player interaction. And if you go down to because you can pretty much just wander wherever you want during BP.
Yeah, totally.
So if you kind of go down to the field level, like especially in the outfield, players will come over and interact with you. If you have kids, they'll come over and talk to your kids especially.
Yep.
It's a great chance to get a ball, maybe an autograph. Let the kids get an autograph or a picture or something. But the batting practice experience, it's so laid back because guys are just trying to relax before the game. That it's a ton of fun. It is a whole lot of fun to be there for batting practice. So if you can, get there for batting practice because you'll get to see kind of a behind the scenes of how the players are, their personalities, and some of that kind of stuff.
That's awesome.
So I love batting practice. I always have, and I think I always will. It's great.
That's awesome. Well, and especially with the new trend with these the city sort of like meetup spot, like the Battery in Marietta and Wrigleyville and stuff like that. You can go in and out of the stadium.
Yeah.
So you go watch BP for a minute. You let the kid get an autograph or whatever, a ball, and then you go eat lunch.
Yeah.
And then you go back in.
Yeah, there's at T-Mobile they have Edgar's Canteen out in left field, so you can go hang out there, and you can go down, watch some batting practice. You can watch batting practice from the cantina.
That's perfect.
So
no, that's great.
It's cool. It's a lot of fun.
That's awesome. That's solid.
All right, number 3, Brig.
Number 3, clear, see-through bags. You could. Listen,
I didn't think about that. That's smart.
There is nothing.
That is really
smart.
There is
nothing worse than your wife or girlfriend or you, because you got a kid in a diaper bag or whatever, you're going to take your bag to the ballpark, and at the gate, they're going to turn you away because it's not 4x6.
Mm-hmm.
And even at 4x6, they're going to want to search. So listen to me now. If I impart zero extra wisdom, you gotta buy a clear plastic bag. And I wish I could find a decent printer because I would have them on the shop right now. But I can't find somebody I trust to do it the right way. So I don't know who all these other companies, because the team stores have them. So if you just go into the team store, then you can get one. But I'll tell you what, I have done this twice. I have been turned away at the gate for really, really stupid, hyper-vigilant security guards. And I appreciate that. I've been in security before. I understand why they're doing the way they're doing and what they're being told. But there's nothing worse than having to go back all the way to your car to put whatever it is back, and now you are left without diapers and wipes or your wife's wallet or whatever because she didn't have pockets or whatever. Get a clear plastic bag. You can take a gallon-sized freezer bag. It's the same thing. Okay, you don't have to buy one fancy. We have one. It says Greenville Drive on it. It's awesome.
Nice. I didn't think about that. I did see the other day there is a club. I can't remember if it's the Padres. I'm just trying to remember off the top of my head, but they were strictly clear bags this season.
Yep, it's new.
I think that's I was gonna say I think if ballparks aren't doing it yet, give it a year or two. Everybody will. Everybody will be doing it.
It's so true.
So
we didn't know. So we went on that big road trip and we saw all these baseball games, and we started to see just during that 2017 season, the further east we got, the more common it became, to the point where we were like, whoa, like during the course of one season, it was like we have to have this. Anyway, that's my number 3.
Yeah, great one. My number 3, get to the ballpark. Get your food right away.
Number 1, yes.
Okay. First thing you do when you get through the door, get your food. Because there's several reasons for this. One, the lines are not as long before the game starts. There'll be some places that are going to have a little bit of a line, but generally speaking, the lines are not nearly as long when you first get there as they are after maybe the first or second inning.
Oh, okay. Totally. Yeah.
That being said, part of your ballpark experience is eating. Am I right?
Absolutely.
So, like we said this on our ballpark food episode, get there, get your hot dog, get some fries and a drink, whatever goes with your hot dog, and then wait a couple innings, go get your second course. Wait a couple innings, go get your dessert. I love, like I said, at T-Mobile. I haven't been there since they changed it to T-Mobile. I hope they still have them at Safeco. I used to always get chocolate covered strawberries, and I even got one time a deep fried Rice Krispie treat.
What?
Holy moly!
Did you just?
And that was like a 7th inning treat. I was like, yeah, this is gonna be it. But
wow,
holy smokes, it was fantastic.
See, and that's the way. You're absolutely right. First inning, third-ish inning, middle of the 6th, maybe beginning of the 6th.
Yeah.
That's exactly the interval you need.
That's right. It gives you just enough time to settle and wait for the next
That's
one
right.
to come in.
You're absolutely
So,
right.
Yeah. Yeah. So get your food right away.